Hey, welcome to the Dad Club. We're here in the house with great guests today. First, I want to introduce Michael Cruz Kane. You may recognize him from previous The Dad exploits and videos and stuff. How's it going?
It's going great. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And our other guest today, Chris Distefano.
How are you?
You have a kid.
I do. I have a 4-year-old daughter. Shout out. She's probably watching. Yeah. I'm also a single dad. You guys with your wives, losers?
It's working out okay for me. Like, I'll take it.
I'm totally into the wife thing. She's crushing it.
Yeah, no.
My wife is briefly out of town, and I've completely fucking fallen apart as a person. So.
I know, dude. It's interesting being a single dad because it's like when I go to the park, like it's just like me and my kid, and then like other people just want to help you. Like, but I'm like, there's nothing wrong with my kid.
They feel on 911. You just
right.
put off a vibe.
But they're like, did she eat? Can I do something with her hair? I'm like, she ate and she wants to look like she just got electrocuted. So just relax, guy.
Oh, see, where I live in Williamsburg, it's all dads to the playground. So like I walk my kids to the bus and it's all dads there. Like that's how far it's come.
Yeah, it's funny too because like I'm originally from like Brooklyn, right? And so like my dad is like from the Bronx, like he's like an old school like New York dirtbag, like was in jail when I was a kid, like that kind of guy. And we went to the park and it was the same thing. It was all dads just with their kids. And my dad like just, he just didn't know. He was like, it's nice to see that this community embraces gay guys. And I was like, I don't think they're gay, Dad. I think they're just, they could be gay, but he's like, no, they gotta be, it's, gay guys don't work during the day. That's just what he thought. I'm like, what are you talking about?
That's a stereotype I had not heard.
That's what he thought. He was like, he assumed because it was like a Tuesday at 3:00 and the father was with his kid that it had to be a gay man with
some other man out earning the bread.
And these were the mom equivalents at the park.
Exactly.
These guys were played the mom in the relationship.
Yeah, that and also because the guys were wearing sandals. He just thinks that's another gay. It's unbelievable what he thinks.
Yeah.
But he's genuinely not ever trying to be funny. He's just like, I thought, they're wearing sandals and they're not at work, so they got to be gay. That's the only option. Let's go get coffee.
I'm with him on that. I'm not wearing sandals at playground.
So wait, was your dad was not hands-on? Like your dad wouldn't have been with you at the playground on a Tuesday?
Well, he would have when he wasn't in jail. But he's actually, it was a great dad, like truly like a great dad. I would describe my dad as he was a dad who always had the right intention but the wrong move. But when I was 15, my mom started dating one of my good friends, like my best friend, like, core group of guys, started dating one of their dads.
Oh,
at 15 years old.
Ooh,
so it's
worst
like,
possible moment.
Worse, it's like, we're hanging out like smoking weed in like a garage or something, and someone's like, what do you think Chris's mom is doing? And then somebody else be like, I don't know, banging Brian's dad? And then it's just like fist fights, like I had to just deal with my mom getting bang jokes. So, but it was just.
But they were like real. I think everybody does jokes in that age about people having sex with your mom, but this is like actually happening.
Yeah, it's like someone's like, I banged your mom this night. It's like, no, you didn't. But it's like, no, they fucking did.
Definitely
we got
did.
receipts.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, your dad's sleeping at my mom. It's in my house right now. So anyway, Brian's dad dumps my mom and starts dating a woman who lived directly across the street.
Jesus.
So that's like, you can't do that.
Jeez.
So my dad comes to pick me up for baseball practice one day. My mom is looking out the window crying, like looking out at the house where her ex-boyfriend is now with his new girlfriend and like whatever. And she's like crying and upset. And so my dad's like, what's going on with your mother? And I'm like, well, that guy that she was dating, he dumped her. And now he's dating a woman who lived directly across the street. And he was like, you going to do something about that? And I was like, I'm 15 years old. I have GERD. What do you mean? What am I going to do about that? And he goes, listen, don't come outside. I'll be right back. And I was like, okay, so come outside? Because like when the dad says don't do something, I'm like, I'm going to do it. So I go downstairs and I see my dad like literally ring the bell. He comes out. The guy comes out. And my dad drags him like by the collar and starts punching him in the face, like punching him in the chest, beating the shit out of him on the stoop. Right, like I saw everything. Like he beat the piss out of this guy.
This is like a scene from Casino.
It was like a scene. It was like Goodfellas. Remember when Ray Liotta goes and like beats that guy? He's like, hide the gun, Karen.
I got the wrong movie. But
I felt like Karen. I was like, oh my god. So I'm totally Karen in this situation, and then he comes across the street and he was like, that was your job. And I'm like, what? I'm 15 years old.
The idea of a 15-year-old showing up at my house and beating the shit out of me because I'm dating somebody's mom is insane.
It's not even his mom.
Yeah, it's like you can't beat up somebody's dad. Like, as a teenager, it's like guys have dad strength. It's like we all have dad strength right now. No matter how weak we feel, we have dad strength compared to these kids. It was crazy. And then like 2 hours later, he lives on Staten Island. We're driving over the Verrazano Bridge. We're like in traffic. And he goes, I shouldn't have done that, right? Is that clear? And I'm like, yeah, I know. Mom knows. The police know. We all know that the wrong move is to beat somebody up like that. So it's one of those things where like all these lessons I have from him are like, okay, my dad had that right intention, but he made a mistake here. So it's like, I think back like, all things that I can do with my daughter where like, do exactly as my dad did until that last bit. Then change it, do the right thing, and then you're good.
What the hell? Who is it?
It's Chris.
You're 2 hours late.
I know. My kid had blueberry muffins, which, get her wired, 6 p.m., would not go to sleep. I'm here now, ready to have a night, buddy. I need this. No, I need this. Come on, man. Don't do that. I know I've been MIA, bro. I'm sorry. I got a kid. She's wild. 6 months. I haven't been out. I've just been watching Wreck-It Ralph like an insane person. I need to go out. Thank you. Listen, when you have kids, you're going to understand how much these nights mean, but thank you.
Right.
I know we missed the movie. That's my bad. But we could bowl a couple of strings. You want to bowl? I'll call Connor. He'd keep a lane open for us. I'm down for whatever, man.
My computer,
What are you playing, video games? You can play video games anytime you want. Come on. Dude, let's go. Please.
I can't. I have work tomorrow.
I have work tomorrow, too. I know you're tired, bro. But I got you, bro.
Yeah. Sure. I'll go.
Now he came around. We're going to have a good night. I'm going to text probably the bowling alley. No, my daughter threw up. All right, listen. We'll do this next month. You know how this works. I got to go. Hello? Hey, babe. Yeah, no, I know. I'm an idiot. I know. I gave her a muffin. But she threw up. I mean, she's got to have a stronger stomach if she wants to be in this family.
Are there other ways in which your dad's parenting influences the way you parent?
It's almost like everything that happened with my dad and me, it's like, it's never 100% don't do what that guy did. It's only like just little things that he made mistakes. Because for the most part, all the intentions, like for example, there was another time we were at Dwight Gooden's no-hitter. Doc Gooden's no-hitter was 1996. We were sitting in the upper deck. Yeah. It's like the 7th, 8th inning. My mother had told my dad specifically when he picked me up, you guys need to leave at the 5th inning. He has a science project the next day. So my dad was like, absolutely, and it's just like, and then the game, it's the 5th inning, he's still pitching a no-hitter. My dad's like, we can't leave, unfortunately, and it's 1996, there's no cell phones. He's
legally,
like,
you can't leave.
He's like, your mother's just gonna have to deal with this. So he's like, we're not leaving.
Oh, the gates weren't open. The gates are closed during a no-hitter. Like, they're not gonna let anybody leave.
Yeah, and I remember my dad just like, listen, it's fine, you're with your dad, and then just starts like talking to himself about like my mom. He's like, this woman's, unbelievable, the rules with this lady, I don't know how this kid's gonna grow up and not, So anyway, it's like the 8th inning now, and we're in the upper deck, and my dad's like, we have to get better seats. And I'm like, we don't have to. I mean, I'm 12. I'm having a great time with my dad. You're letting me stay out past curfew. And my dad's like, we have to get better seats. He's like, what kind of father would I be if my son watches a no-hitter from the upper deck? I'm like, I don't know, great dad. I'm at Yankee Stadium with my dad. I don't need to move. So we go downstairs, and there's like 2 or 3 seats behind home plate. And there's a security guard there, of course. And my dad's like, hey, there's 2 seats. Like, it's bottom of the 8th. Like, can me and my kids sit there? I mean, this guy's going to pitch a no-hitter. And he goes, no, you can't. And then my dad goes, all right, what are you going to do? And then he turns around and goes, I understand what you're saying. He goes, but, my son's got special needs. I swear to God, son's got special needs. And I was like, just staring. I was like, and then the security guard looks at me and goes, take a seat. And then I literally was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, mouth open. My dad's like, the drool, that's good. I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't have special needs. And then we sit, but then as a 12-year-old, it's like, wait, do I?
Do I?
Because
yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, the security guard was very quick, like, just go. And I was like, okay. So we sit down. So my dad's like, oh my God, I can't believe that worked. Mr. Perfect, the wrestler Mr. Perfect, is right in front of us. So now I'm like, did I die? Like, am I legit dead right now? Like,
you were in the upper deck being like, what do I care? Like, I got my Mountain Dew.
Yeah, now I'm right behind home plate for a no-hitter with Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, and then my dad tried to get me an autograph from Mr. Perfect, and Mr. Perfect kept saying no. And then my dad was like, I swear to God, people think it's a bit. It's not a bit. My dad was like, my kid's got special needs. And then I have an autograph ticket from Mr. Perfect that I still have in my mother's house from May of 1996. And then, we get home, it's like, he pitches the no-hitter, it's going crazy, and then it's like 1:30 in the morning. By the time we get home, my mother's like, we ring the bell at 1, because my dad doesn't have the keys. And then my mom said, well, now to my dad, now you have to stay up and do his project for him.
Right.
So my dad's, I guess I went to bed, but I guess my dad stayed up and did I remember.
He sounds like a guy who's handy with a volcano.
Yeah. No, I don't remember. It wasn't a project like that. It was like, I forgot what it was. It was like, I actually don't even remember what the project was, but whatever it was, it probably stunk. And then we did it, and then he did it. And then I remember just waking up at like 7:30 in the morning to go to school, and my dad was sleeping on the couch. My mom let him sleep on the couch, so that was nice of her. But I mean, it was like a day. So it's like in that situation with my daughter, it's like, I just would stay in the upper deck.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't make her make believe she has.
There's got to be some celebrities up there,
a
like
disability or anything.
Ted DiBiase's got to be up there.
Yeah, we'll just sit in the upper deck. Just sit in the upper deck with Tatanka.
I feel like with stuff like that, you don't know until it's happening. You know what I mean? You take her to a Yankees game, and somebody's pitching a no-hitter. There might be that, like, something rises up from inside you that's like, my kid's got special needs.
I couldn't believe that
You
he
don't know
said
why
that.
you're doing it.
Yeah, I didn't know. It's like, that's like one time, too, my dad convinced a roller coaster operator to let me on the screen machine at Great Adventure, but I wasn't tall enough. And my dad gave him $50, and it's like, Dad, you're putting me in a humongous. Like, I went on because I'm a kid, but when it got through, it was like, this is risky.
I could have died here.
Like, if my mom would have found out about that, you would have went back to jail. Like,
both that guy and the security guy at the ballpark. They're not doing their jobs.
No, that's like, you scumbags.
Yeah, $50 for this child's life.
Yeah,
Sure.
like, why is this a good idea? Yeah, that's like I sat courtside at a Knicks game a couple of years ago, because, New York City, you do comedy in New York, all these connection guys are there. So I took my dad, because we used to sit in the upper deck, so we sat courtside.
And you're like, this is my dad, he has Alzheimer's.
Yeah. But I remember we're sitting on the court, and my dad can't believe it, and a ball boy's walking by, and he tries to give the ball boy $100. He's like, give my kid a ball. I'm like, I'm 34 years old. I don't need a ball. And he's like, have Patrick Ewing sign it. I'm like, he hasn't played for the Knicks since the 90s.
Like the ball boy's gonna go get Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you, Dad? I don't need a ball. Like, we're grown men at the game.
Are there places where people can see you?
Yes, go to chrisdcomedy.com. I got all my dates up there, and historyhyenas.com. I have a history podcast. It's wild with Giannis Pappas. We got the Gramercy Theater, November 9th, live History Hyenas show, New York Comedy Festival, and then November 29th and 30th, Gotham Comedy Club. I'm headlining. Chrissy D.
Hell yeah.
chrisdcomedy.com. Get the tickets.
Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to The Dad to see all the best videos on the internet. That's what we do. It's your club too. Come on and join us. We'll see you next time.
I love you, Dad.
Well, we're going to have to do it again.